Greek, the love of God operating through the human heart. At Agape, we teach how to better self-love through conscious living. The main thing we do is practicality, practical spirituality. We teach how to meditate. We teach how to use the power of your mind, because your mind is your greatest weapon. The greatest discovery that humans ever made was that they can think. The second greatest discovery is that our thoughts create our experience. And so when we understand that, we then realize that we have responsibility for our life, because we're the ones who choose what we think, how to think, and when we think. And that, my friends, creates your life. So let's start, before we get into the message today, let's take a moment and let's do a little meditation. So I invite you to bring yourself into a comfortable, seated, upright position with your back straight, your hands gently resting on your lap, eyes closed, and bring your awareness to your breath, gently breathing in and breathing out. I want you to practice this. I want you to visualize an infinite heart, the heart of the divine, above the top of your head. And as you breathe in, visualize that the love from that heart comes down through the crown of your head, through your third eye, throat, and into your heart. And then on the exhale, visualize that love coming out of your heart into every cell of your body, between the cells of your body, into your mind, into your thoughts, into the spaces between your thoughts, and then going out into the world in all directions. So with me, breathe into your heart and breathe out from your heart. Breathe into your heart. Breathe out from your heart. Breathe into your heart. Breathe out from your heart. Knowing that your mind and the infinite mind are one, allow yourself to open up to expanded wisdom, to open up to new ideas, to open up to new possibilities. Possibilities of how you can express and experience a greater love in your life. Understanding that love is the awareness and acceptance of your wholeness. Can you see yourself fully aware that everything you're thinking is creating an atmosphere, a mental atmosphere that draws to you that which is like it? So what do you want that atmosphere to be? Let the ideas flow through your mind, down into your heart, and let your heart decide what is right for you. What is that next step, that next goal, that next state of mind that you desire to tap into? Just sit back and let the ideas and possibilities enter in, and let your heart choose what it feels is best. Just sit back and listen. realize that all it takes is one new idea that you decide to embody, and the whole trajectory of your life is forever changed. What idea are you choosing to move forward with? See yourself as having already achieved this new idea in your life. What do you feel like? What do you see? What do you hear? Who have you become? Now, fill your heart with gratitude. Gratitude that you took the time to tap into an expanded vision of life for you. A life that is always available and ready for you. A life that says yes when you say yes to it. And in gratitude, start to come back to this time, to this place, to this day. Begin to move your hands, your fingers, maybe your head. And when you're ready, open your eyes, put a smile on your face, and welcome back. I thought today I would start out with a question. And the question I want to give to you is, why accept personal responsibility? So before we go into why, let's talk about what is personal responsibility. For me, it is the realization that you are unique, and with that awareness, you make individual decisions that are right for you. That's the basis of everything. You were created out of the one mind, the infinite mind, infinite consciousness. And that infinite consciousness is yours. But you were created unique, with a perspective that's different than anyone else that has ever lived in the planet, in the world, in the cosmos at any time. Because the infinite never creates two of anything that are the same. It expresses itself individually. So you're that, you're unique. And when you become aware of that, you realize that the decisions you make are a reflection of your uniqueness. And because they reflect your uniqueness, they're the perfect decision for you. So why is it that we don't make these individual decisions for ourselves? Why do we follow the crowd? I'll tell you, my best idea is that when we do not love ourselves, we lean on others to make our decisions for us so that we can feel accepted and we feel worthy. You see, the very beginning of that statement, when we do not love ourselves, love means to accept yourself as you are, to see yourself as whole as you are. But we've been taught, we've been domesticated into believing that we're not enough by our mom, by our dad, by television, by the media, by social media, by religion, by businesses. We're taught we are not enough. And so we want to feel enough, so we've been brainwashed into believing that if we do what everyone else is doing, they'll accept us. We want to be a part of a group. And if we feel a part of a group, we feel worthy. This is one of the reasons that gangs are so prevalent, is because these young people, especially young boys, young men, don't feel accepted by society. So they find a gang who accepts them, and they feel wanted. They feel worthy, even though the intention is not about them being unique. The only gang you want to be a part of is the gang of you. And in that gang, you know you're worthy. You know your uniqueness. You know your purpose is to express and to experience love to the greatest degree you can imagine in everything and everything that happens in your life. And the more you express and experience that love, the more you realize you don't ever need to be a part of the crowd. You can be a light. And maybe the crowd will follow your example to be their unique selves, to choose for themselves. And then we honor each other by giving each other the freedom to express as only we as individuals can. So, why then accept personal responsibility? Well, when we accept personal responsibility, we make decisions that allow us to live as our unique selves and experience life in a way that only we can, because only we know what is right for us. My mom and dad thought they knew what was right for me as I got older. Turned out they did not. Society said, go to college, get into business, rise up the corporate ladder. That wasn't right for me. I did it. I was very successful, but I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't happy. It's only when I realized that I love to teach. I love to speak. I love personal empowerment. I love the mystical, the unknown. And once I started to settle into that, my mom and dad did not approve of what I was doing. They said, "What do you think you're doing?" And I said to them, I'm claiming responsibility for my life because I know what fulfills me. I know what I want to achieve. I know what I want to express. And because I know it's right for me. And once I got that, I just went full forward. You see, we've been domesticated into believing that others know what is best for us, and we should simply follow the crowd. Are you seeing that in the world today? Are you seeing that with just about everything out there? Follow the crowd on money. Follow the crowd on building up credit card debt. Follow the crowd on taking this, that. Follow the crowd and not taking care of your health, but one pill will make you feel better. It'll make you feel better, but you're still not in a healthy body. What do you want? What do you want? That's the question. And when you want something, realize it's never about hurting another. It's always about your personal expansion. And nothing is more rewarding than when you expand yourself. Do others know what's best for me? What about a guru? What about a minister? What about an imam? What about a priest? What about a lawyer? What about a doctor? Here's what I say. Others know what's best for them based on their highest values. Your highest values, your top 3 to 5 values, are unique to you. And ergo, all of your decisions should be aligned with them in order to lead a fulfilling life. This is one of the great realizations, is that my 3 highest values are to become more aware, to teach, and to build interpersonal relationships. Every decision I make aligns with that. If I was not doing this, talking to you, I wouldn't be doing these talks. But this helps me become more aware. This allows me to teach and allows me to build relationships. So my being here, talking to you, I'm satisfying the top 3 things. None of these 3 values were my mom and dad's. Therefore, that's why they couldn't understand why I would do what I do. Realize that you can only trust someone to live to their highest values. And on their highest values, they accept personal responsibility. On the lower values, they don't accept it. I don't accept personal responsibility for the things that are not important to me. I ignore them. I just let them go. I don't care about them. Not important to me. So, Raymond Charles Barker, who's one of my favorite authors and teachers, said this: individuality necessitates decision. That's right, your decision, where you take personal responsibility for the decisions you make. Here's a key thing about others. New ideas can come from others, but it's our responsibility to analyze them, and we then decide whether they're right for us. One of the things that I like to do is I like to bring in a new idea, because my mind has ideas. I'm exploring all the time. I'm a voracious student. And I bring in new ideas, but I allow those ideas to move into my heart center. And I ask my heart center, is this idea serving what is most important to me? Is this idea serving my highest values? Is this idea allowing me to better self-love and to love others? If it passes those tests, then it's a great idea to build on. You see, the only power that is judging you is you. At the end of the day, when we realize this, we set ourselves free to make the best decisions that serve us. I was brainwashed into believing that there was this God being, a Santa Claus in the sky or wherever, that would judge everything I do and would send me to heaven or hell. I now realize that that was the religion anthropomorphizing God, giving God human qualities. Well, God is the infinite. It's not a being. And where all religions teach that God is love. Well, what is love? Total acceptance. Why is it total acceptance? Because it doesn't judge. Do you see, a God that judges you, that sends you to heaven and hell, is not a loving God. Because a loving God never, ever, ever judges. The only thing that judges are those of us with egos. And as far as I know, it's only human beings that have egos. And we forget that we're individualizations of the infinite. We think we are separate. In fact, when we're totally into the ego, we're actually powerless. Our power comes from our oneness. I want you to remember this, and remember it really clearly. This is your life, and only you can decide what is right for you. No matter where you are in your life, right here, right now, you can decide to be you. The basic premise of everything we teach at Agape is everything begins and ends with self-love. Until you love yourself, you can't love others and you can't life. But guess what? In order to love yourself, you've got to take personal responsibility for the thoughts you choose, the decisions you make, and how you show up in the world. The reward is fulfillment, expansion, gratitude, and there's nothing better. Decide today to choose you first, and then share it with others. I want to thank you for taking your time today to be with me, to share your most valuable asset. Hopefully something I said triggered an idea in you, a desire in you, maybe an impulse, a curiosity to look at things a little differently, to do more research. I don't ask you to believe what I say. I ask you to consider it as a possibility. If this message really resonated with you, go to agapespiritualcenter.com and find out ways that you can plug in. Many different ways that you can plug into Agape to get more of this, to become a part of our worldwide community. And if you really like this message, why not make a donation? Make a donation to Agape so that we can bring this message to more and more and more people. Remember, the universal law of cause and effect is that as you give, you receive. I gave to you. Would you give back to Agape? Simple question. Again, it's your choice. Know that I'm here to support you spiritually. And I'll tell you right to your face right now, I love you, I respect you, and I accept you just as you are. Go create your best life ever. Until next week, aloha.